Hey there, you beautiful people. Good news, January 2020. It is out there. Good news, I mean. You gotta look for it, but it is there. Welcome to my very first good news video. I'm sure you can guess why I made this video. What news do we almost always tend to see blasted all over general media outlets? Bad news. It's almost always focused on the negative, the problems, so much so that one starts to wonder, is there any good news out there? Now, I'm not saying that highlighting issues is a bad thing. Of course, it is important to highlight those things which need correcting. But when that is all one tends to see, it becomes pretty hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. It can feel quite demoralizing. Well, I hope to change that and add some good news to your catalog of negative news. Let's balance it out, because there are so many amazing, motivating, inspiring stories out there that are totally worth being shared. So, without further ado, is that the right time to, what does that actually mean? I mean, it sounds like it could be French. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Yeah, it does sound French. Okay, so I looked it up. Adieu is a French word that means goodbye. This I probably should have guessed. Presumably, someone using the phrase without further ado is indicating he would like to end a conversation without excessive goodbyes. So I have been using it incorrectly, because I'm just getting started with my video. Alright, so I'll be sure to use it at the end correctly. So let's get to the good news. So, number one good news for January 2020, researchers in Denmark have managed to use seaweed to power a car. Amazing. So, essentially, a Dutch company created a biofuel made from seaweed that was used by these Danish researchers to power an automobile, which achieved speeds of upwards of 60 kilometers an hour. The ever-growing options, green options, seemingly a lot more environmentally friendly, are growing. We are actually discovering countless new ways in which to power our world, our cars, our transport, in a way that doesn't harm the environment as much as current technologies. The future is bright with these exciting new options. Some of the largest sources of clean and renewable energy today are biofuels, from garbage to agricultural bioproducts. So, as long as we continue to push these new alternatives over the more commonly used today, we will get there. A healthier world that we all want to live in, that will allow us to live in it, because it won't explode. Well, that's probably not going to happen, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let's get to the second bit of good news for January 2020. Some science news, science, technology, and space. I don't know how much of a fan you might be when it comes to space exploration, but I get really excited by the current space race taking place between corporations. Unlike what occurred in the past, where the space race existed between nations, as in America and Russia, now it's between corporations. And you may have heard of SpaceX, the private American aerospace manufacturer. Owned by, some people like to call him the real Tony Stark, but his actual name is Elon Musk, the billionaire, a technology entrepreneur, and also owner of the largest electronic vehicle manufacturer, EV vehicle manufacturer. You may have heard of him, Tesla. Yes, that's Elon Musk, Elon Musk. I'm not sure how to say it. Let's say Elon. Elon Musk. Now, he owns SpaceX. So why do I want to touch on this for January? Because I feel like Musk has really sparked the fascination and excitement for space and space exploration once more. The same, I would assume, one felt back in the 60s and the 70s, in the height of space exploration. And Musk has rekindled that same excitement. Interesting choice of words. Rekindled. The Kindle, Amazon, and SpaceX's possible future competition, Blue Origin. No, not familiar with them. The company owned by Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. That's right. That is the official, well, one of the official competitors to SpaceX in this current space race. But anyway, back to the point. It's exciting because every month it seems SpaceX gets ever closer to these phenomenal goals Musk has set of creating a colony on Mars of 1 million people by 2050, with a goal to land the first humans on Mars by 2024. I mean, that's just around the corner. So, why am I mentioning him and, all his goals that he set? Because only a couple of weeks ago, SpaceX successfully completed another one of their massive goals. A picture-perfect Crew Dragon in-flight abort test launch. Wow, that's a mouthful. What was that? Well, they had to launch a rocket with a crew capsule attached to the top, no crew inside, then shut off the engines and see if the crew capsule ejects and safely flies away from the fuel tanks before the fuel tanks explode, and then this capsule gently floats down to the Earth's surface, in this case the sea, safely. And if they did this, they would prove they were ready for a manned flight, and then be given the opportunity by NASA to be the first corporation, the first private corporation, to ever fly a manned test flight into space, and then the moon, and then Mars. Oh, the future of exploration is bright, and it's exciting, and it gets me excited because it's great news. And if you're interested in following more news when it comes to SpaceX and the current space race taking place, then please consider following What About It, a channel I myself love to stay up to date with, as this channel extensively covers all the latest space-related news. So check out the link in the description below for this channel. Oh, and on a side note, Elon Musk went to my high school in South Africa. He was just a few years ahead of me. But yeah, that's about it when it comes to my claim to fame. But there's one more bit of good news. I'd like to end off the good news, January 2020, with one final news story. Homicide rates have continued to fall every year worldwide to record low levels. That's right. We see so much of the bad news, we tend to probably think what I did. Homicide rates must be getting higher worldwide. I mean, there are more and more people on this planet every year. Millions more people every year. So it's only logical, numbers-wise, that the number of homicides should go up in relation to that. But no! They've been going down, which in essence means the world is essentially becoming a safer place. If the statistics are correct, which they appear to be, that's great news. We're improving as a society. Yes, fine, maybe not as fast as we'd all like, but let's try focusing on some of the good news. And that is just some of the great news that took place in this, the first month of the year 2020. It's a good time to be alive. Let's enjoy it. Appreciate the good because it is there. You just need to look for it or watch my monthly video to get your good news fix. So if you're thinking of a way to give back or to contribute, because Gandhi put it best, you need to be what you want to see in the world. Well, in that case, be the help, be the support that you love to see, that inspires you when you read about it. And check out my secret link in the description below for either a GoFundMe campaign or a donation campaign of some kind, which allows you to be the person to send some love, to give some good news to someone else. Otherwise, without further ado, that's it for me, for your good news. You know what? Let's call it great news. Until we meet again, ciao for now.